I'm Brittany Lewis with Forbes Breaking News. At a Senate Environment Committee hearing last week, Senator Ed Markey questioned Joseph Goffman, a nominee for the EPA. The Massachusetts senator asked Goffman what the administration's plans are to increase fuel economy standards for American vehicles. Take a listen to his response here.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Goffman. Thank you for your service to this committee and to the country. Fuel economy standards. We've got a big chance here to take over world leadership in terms of the manufacture of vehicles here that are the highest possible standard, which we know ultimately the rest of the world is going to try to compete with us, and Europe especially after Putin's invasion and now the dissociation of Europe from Russian oil. So they've really got to raise their fuel economy standards. So could you give me an idea as to what your plans are in order to have the highest possible fuel economy standards for the vehicles which Americans drive?
Well, thank you for that question, and thank you for naming a few of the many benefits of increasing fuel economy standards and setting greenhouse gas emissions standards for automobiles. As you know, Administrator Regan signed a set of final standards at the end of last year, going through model year 26, and those standards are the most ambitious that we have ever put on the books. At the same time, those standards are being supported by the automotive industry itself because the industry is making significant investments in low-emitting and zero-emitting vehicle technologies. In fact, the industry was there last August when President Biden signed an executive order directing EPA to establish longer-term standards for greenhouse gas emissions and criteria pollutants from tailpipes. And as part of that executive order, he set as a goal a new car fleet by model year 2030 that achieved or included 40 to 50% zero-emitting vehicles. And standing by his side were leaders of the automotive industry because they're already planning and making investments in innovative technology. And of course, the beneficiaries of that are not only communities that are dealing with the effects of climate change and the effects of air quality, but every driver who's now paying a fortune at the pump for gasoline. And as we increase the fuel efficiency of cars and even move them off of oil to electrification, those costs will go down to zero.
Yep, thank you, and I appreciate all the work of this administration. And we just have to really lift our gaze to the constellation of possibilities technologically for us to move, to act, and to capture this incredible economic opportunity. With the first 16 million all-electric vehicles deployed in the United States, we back out the equivalent of all the Russian oil. With the next 16 million all-electric vehicles, we back out all the Saudi oil. And again, I worked hard against it in 2015 when, unfortunately, we lifted the ban on the export of American oil. We're now exporting 7 million barrels of oil a day. We export it out of our country. Well, we now pay a price for that, but we have to now deal with the ability for us to be able to use technology to reduce and ultimately eliminate, our need to put oil into gasoline tanks. I mean, right now we put 70% of all the oil we consume into gasoline tanks. So we lost so much time under Donald Trump. We made ourselves so much more vulnerable to the Russians and the Saudi Arabians. But thank you for your leadership in helping us to catch up. And finally, is the EPA committed to deploying local air quality monitors and ensuring that data is regularly updated so that community leaders and local businesses can all work together to protect public health?
Well, thanks to the funds provided by the American Rescue Plan, I'm able to answer that question, yes, because now we have the resources not only to upgrade the current system of air quality monitoring, which badly needs it, but also to provide resources to communities themselves who are struggling with undue burdens of air quality and have identified air quality monitoring as a key priority.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Mr.